Hello everyone, I am Apender Joshi, your online English teacher from English Megas. Welcome to our lesson on From the Diary of Anne Frank by Anne Frank, Chapter 4 in Class 10 English Language and Literature Book First Flight. Today, we'll explore the experiences of a young Jewish girl named Anne Frank during World War II. Anne's diary, written while she hid from the Nazis in Amsterdam, offers a unique perspective on the war's impact on everyday life. We will begin our chapter by acquainting ourselves with the author of this captivating piece. Anne Frank, born on June 12, 1929, in Frankfurt, Germany, was a Jewish girl whose diary chronicled her family's 2 years in hiding during the German occupation of the Netherlands. Her poignant account, known as the Diary of a Young Girl, became a timeless piece of war literature. Tragically, Anne perished in the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp at the age of 15. Before we delve into the lesson, here is its overview to help you grasp its theme. Anne Frank's diary begins on her 13th birthday, June 12, 1942. She writes about typical girlhood experiences, friendships, crushes, and school. Forced into hiding during World War II, Anne, her family, and others live in a secret annex in Amsterdam. Her diary provides a vivid historical context for her personal thoughts. Before we read the chapter, let us know the background of this story. Anne was a Jewish girl born in Germany in 1929. Soon after her birth, her family fled to Amsterdam, Netherlands, to escape the Nazis who had come to power in Germany. Unfortunately, the Nazis occupied the Netherlands too, forcing them into hiding in 1942. Anne's family hid for 2 years in secret rooms within her father's office building with 4 other people. Sadly, they were betrayed and sent to concentration camps, and died of typhus illness in Bergen-Belsen camp around February-March 1945. Shortly after, her sister, her father, Otto, was the only survivor, and received a diary for her 13th birthday in 1942. She wrote about her experiences in hiding from that point until August 1944, the last known entry. The diary, originally written in Dutch, became a famous book called The Diary of a Young Girl after being translated into many languages. It's a personal account of daily life under Nazis' occupation, and is considered a mature and insightful reflection on that time. Anne Frank's diary is one of the most widely read books in the world. There have been many adaptations, like movies, plays, and even an opera based on it. Anne's story is a powerful reminder of the Holocaust and the importance of tolerance. Before we begin explanation of the text of the chapter, I recommend you to pause to read text on each slide before listening to its explanation. This approach will deepen your understanding as we go through our detailed analysis. Let us start understanding the chapter now. In the beginning lines of the chapter, Anne admits starting a diary feels odd. She's new to writing and worries no one, not even her future self, will care about a teenager's thoughts, but she has a strong urge to express herself. She finds comfort in a saying that paper is more patient than people, suggesting it's a better listener, and feels down sometimes and sees the diary as a safe place to confide, especially since she doesn't plan on anyone reading it, at least not until she finds a true friend. In these lines, Anne clarifies that she's not truly alone. She has family and friends, but feels there is a gap. While they have fun together, she can't share deeper thoughts or become closer, and blames herself partly, but acknowledges it's the way things are. This lack of a confidant is why she decides to keep a diary, hoping it can be the friend she craves. In these lines, Anne explains she wants the diary to be more than just a lot of facts. She imagines it as a friend named Kitty and wants to build a connection. However, she realizes she needs to give Kitty some background information first, even though she finds it boring, and shares details about her parents, their marriage age, and her sister's birth. She mentions briefly where she lived as a child, and her family's move to Holland to escape the Nazis in 1933. The passage ends with a humorous touch about how she arrived in Holland as a birthday present for her sister. In these lines, Anne writes in her friend Kitty about her background. She talks about attending a nursery school, then starting first grade, and going all the way to 6th grade. She mentions a close bond with her headmistress, Mrs. Kupras. The mood shifts as Anne talks about her grandmother's illness and surgery, leading to a quiet birthday in 1941. Sadly, her grandmother passed away in January 1942, and reflects on how much she still thinks of and loves her grandma. This year's birthday celebration, June 1942, seems intended to make up for the previous one, even including a lit candle in her grandmother's memory. The passage ends with a positive note, mentioning they are all doing well, and then marks the date, June 20th, 1942, as the official start of her diary. These lines are from Anne Frank's diary that she recorded on June 20, 1942, in this entry, and writes about the upcoming class meeting where students will find out if they move to the next grade or not. Everyone is nervous, especially two boys who even bet their holiday savings on it, and finds their constant arguing annoying and thinks many students deserve to be held back. She expresses her frustration with teachers being so unpredictable about these decisions. In these lines, we learn how Anne feels confident she and her friends will pass the grade, except maybe for math. They are trying to stay positive while they wait. She mentions getting along with most teachers, but Mr. Keesing, her grumpy math teacher, got annoyed by her talking too much. As punishment, he assigned a strange essay topic to a chatterbox, and decides to worry about it later, and focuses on keeping quiet in class. In these lines, we see how Anne finally sits down to write the essay. At chatterbox, she struggles to find a good argument for why talking is necessary. Suddenly, she gets an idea and writes 3 whole pages. Her strategy is funny. She blames it on being a student, and says it's a habit she inherited from her talkative mom. After all, how can you control something in your genes, right? In these lines, we learn how despite Mr. Keesing's punishment of making Anne write essay, Anne's talking continued. Though he finds Anne's essay funny, he ups the challenge with a new essay and incorrigible chatterbox. Anne manages to behave for a while, but the talking returns. Mr. Keesing's next punishment is even sillier, an essay titled Quack, 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 said Mistress Chatterbox. The class laughs, and Anne, though worried, decides to fight back. With her friend Sans help, she plans a creative, poetic essay to turn the tables on Mr. Keesing and make the joke backfire on him. In these last lines we see how Anne's creative poem about chatty ducklings being punished by their father's swan was a hit. Mr. Keesing understood the humor, and even shared it with other classes. This clever response earned Anne back her talking privileges, and she even mentions a more relaxed and joking atmosphere with Mr. Keesing. The chapter ends with Anne signing off, showcasing her personality and voice. Anne Frank's diary is a powerful testament to the human spirit in the face of adversity. It serves as a reminder of the horrors of war and the importance of tolerance and understanding. Though Anne's life tragically ended in a concentration camp, her diary continues to inspire readers around the world. Thank you for joining this video lesson. I encourage you to explore Anne Frank's diary further and reflect on its message. With this we end our lesson. Here is the list of figures of speech used in the chapter. Pause the video and go through it, and stay tuned for more entertaining explanations of our upcoming lessons. Thank you for joining us. Kindly like and subscribe if you found the lesson helpful.